Hi and hello, this is Mike, your friendly neighborhood gaming realtor, and today I'm working on painting some stairs. So I've refinished my front stairs, which took an enormous amount of time. Painting stairs is not nearly as bad, although I wouldn't say it's an easy job. So I'll take you through the steps. Here we go. I think we're just going to do a quick version of what we're planning to do here. So we're just going to sand and take a look at it now, and we'll take a look at it when it's done. Okay, so you can see this is the part that I just finished, and I'm not going for perfect here. I'm not staining it, I'm painting it. So if there's a little nick in here, I'm not going to worry about filling it. There's going to be a carpet pad over this, a stair tread that are really cool, and you're not even going to see most of this, but it's going to be painted. This is going to be hunter green. The backsplash is going to be kind of an off cream, and you can see from the beginning to now that, you know, it makes a difference. It makes it smooth because the paint has a little bit of depth, so it will smooth out any really tiny imperfections, but you're really just preparing the wood so that the paint is holding on to wood grain and not dirt, okay, or not loose materials. So I will keep working on these stairs and get back with you in a little bit. Ta-da! So we've sanded everything down. I'm actually only doing the 80 grit sandpaper. I'm not going to go over with the finer sandpaper because these are back stairs and we're just painting them. So 80 will be fine. If you want to do better, go ahead and do better, but I'm under a time crunch. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to take our bucket and our sponge, and we are going to wipe down anything anywhere close to the painting surface, which is the stair treads and the stair backs. I'm not going to wash those because that would ruin the whole point of sanding, but I am going to wash anything that it could touch so I don't get dirt, hair, God knows what else, stuck in my paint. Almost done. And this is why you do this. And there is my bucket that started out nice and clean, and you can see there's stuff floating in there. Cobwebs, dust, dirt, probably some sand. Cat hair almost for sure, but now the sides are nice and clean. The next part is going to be to vacuum the stair, but I don't think you need to watch that. So we're going to vacuum the stair and then we'll go to our next step. We are in the process now of just taping the stair tread so I can have a little bit of an easier time painting the face of the stair. The face of the stair is going to be like a cream white. The tread is going to be it's called Hunt Green. I believe it should be called Hunter Green, but this is like Lowe's version. So I'm going to paint the faces first because I think it's going to be easier that way. So we'll see, but I am putting some tape down just to make it a little bit easier to keep that line nice and neat so I'm not getting any of the cream color on the stair tread. As you can see behind me, actually, I don't know how well you can see, but the blue tape has been placed on top of every stair tread. You can kind of see in the corners of the next step though. Super important, you can't skip this. These are called tack cloths. And what they are is a piece of basically like gauze, like you would use in like a medical condition here, like a bandage, but they're infused with some glue, so they're sticky. And the reason you use a tack cloth whenever you're doing woodworking is because it's gonna pick up all sorts of little dust and debris that you can't see until it gets in your paint. So after this, we're gonna be really careful about getting this dirty. Now I'm doing the faces. The faces aren't going to pick up as much dirt, but you'll be surprised how much stuff this thing's going to pick up. So let's go take a look. If this takes maybe a total of 10 to 15 hours, staining stairs, that's about 80. All right, so we're wiping down these treads. All the dust. All right, now we're at the bottom of where you can see, but let's take a look. And you can see, oh yes, it definitely picked up some dirt, right? And all that dirt, that would have all been in your paint, and you don't want it there. Look, I got one done. There's only 14 more to go. 3 done, 12 to go. So here we are. Now you can see the back of the step where the face is now kind of a cream color. Now it's going to go a lot nicer, a lot more solid. So you can see the wood grain is still showing through there. That's because we didn't use a primer. If we did a primer coat, then the first paint coat would look a lot better. But when we do the second paint coat, it's going to look sweet. And when these stair treads are hunt green, then people, we are talking some business. We are now ready to put the second coat of paint on. So again, we're working on the faces. We're not doing the side, and we're going to do the top in a hunter green. But right now we're going to try to get the second coat of paint on the face. As you can see, first coat of paint, you can still see some of the grain back there. So we'll see. We did not use a primer. Primers are always good. It helps. But I was thinking 2 coats would work. So let's see if 2 coats are going to do it. Helpful dog. Okay, so you can see now I've got the first 1, 2, 3, and a dog. That's okay. She can walk on these. So you can see the difference between the first coat and the second coat. So the second coat I just started applying on the left. You can see what the second coat looks like there, and you can see what the first coat looks like here. So it's definitely going to be more opaque, and you're not going to see the grain as much. However, you might still need a third coat, or you could just let some of the grain show. Either way, I'll give you a picture when it's all done. Okay, and now we see how it looks. So you can see that the wood grain is still barely visible through there, but I think that's okay. All right, so here we are on the stairs, and what I'm going to try to do is take the tape that was on the tread and just put it up against the face. That way I can just reuse the same pieces of tape. So we'll see if this works. Okay, there we go. So now I just have to do that 14 more times, and we'll be ready to paint the tread. Well, we are almost done. I have 1 stair left to paint. And let me tell you, this is exhausting. I had to block up there so the dog didn't come trotting down. I got the 2 cats locked up in a room, and I've got 1 more stair to do, but it's a lot of work, let me tell you, but it's gonna look great. And the second coat goes about twice as fast as this first coat. Okay, the final presentation. Now we do have some stair treads coming, but here we go. All 15 of the stairs done. Got a slight off-white in the back. Got a nice hunch green on top, up to the top. Looking down at it like that way, I don't like it as much because you can't see the white, but project finally done. Took about 4 days. It's worth doing though. That's gonna last for years. Well, this has been Mike from your local Lancaster Gaming Realtors headquarters, his house that he's going to be renting out, and the stairs are now done. So I will talk to you later. Please feel free to post any projects that you've gotten done recently at your house. This is part of the fun of having a house. Anyway, have a great day. Bye. Final result. Here we are. So the steps that started off, just pine boards. We painted the faces white. We painted the tops green. And now we have the treads. And you can see not only do they look nice, they are very safe and quiet to walk up and down. They look great. They smell great. I'm not going to taste them, but there they are. So, project accomplished. Try it on your own. It's very satisfying.